What's up, guys? I'm BTC. Every now and again, Jeff Kaplan works his way over to the official Overwatch forums and responds to player questions. We got a bunch of new information about some changes they're making to Overwatch, Overwatch 2, and addresses some of the concerns about the 2 capture point maps. But before that, quick reminder, I have a second channel where I cover movies, TV shows, pop culture, other kinds of stuff like that. Go and check it out. There's a link for it down in the description. Drop a subscribe over there. I try to release as many videos as I can. Check it out when you're done watching this video. First up for Jeff Kaplan, he talks about the changes to the portrait system in Overwatch 2. This got brought up because some people just don't like how they look. Others say that they run into problems because they have a high level account, but their rank isn't very high, so it causes issues when they're in the game from certain teammates and that sort of thing. But Jeff Kaplan says, currently our plan is to change the system for Overwatch 2. We'll find a way to recognize your accomplishments for those who care, but the current plan is for those borders to go away and be replaced with a different system. Now, I've talked about this in the past. I think that they should definitely have the ability to change your portrait to kind of whatever you want, right? You can have it linked to achievements, you can have it linked to kind of things that come out of the loot boxes, that sort of stuff. You know, similar to how you have a player icon where you can change that to a bunch of different things. You can also have the portrait. And I believe some of the other games that Blizzard has, like Diablo, also has this functionality where you can kind of pick the portrait that you want. And it seems like that is the system that they're going to be moving to in Overwatch 2. Next up, he addresses some of the concerns and potential changes about the 2 capture point maps. I know that not everyone hates the 2 capture point maps. There are some people that like it. But I think if you were to look at the number of people that don't like playing on payload or control maps, that would be way smaller than the people who don't like playing on the 2 capture point maps. So even though not everyone hates it, there's definitely a larger number of people that don't like to play that game mode. Anyways, Jeff Kaplan says, we discuss 2 capture point all the time. It's one of the top discussions we have in the design group. We've spent more time trying to address that game mode and trying changes than any other mode. We've also reworked the maps the most. The mode has some fundamental flaws, depending on the context you're coming from. Professional play versus comp versus quick play. Contrary to what some communities would have you believe, not everyone dislikes the modes or the maps. We'll continue to try solutions for both the mode and the maps. It's definitely something that's top of the mind for us. There just aren't any easy silver bullet solutions. He continues by someone asking when they said, could you split it up and have 3 capture points, have it a little bit bigger of a map? And he responds that, yes, we actually tried it. The scope of the work to do it properly is the equivalent of rebuilding all of the maps. It's not a minor redo or rework level of effort. It's almost like building a new map from scratch. Some of you might not be surprised to hear that I've actually been working on some ways that they could improve the 2 capture point maps without having to massively rework anything or rebuild them or other huge changes. I mean, some of the things that I've come up with would require a decent amount of stuff that Blizzard would have to do, but it wouldn't require reworking the entire map. I don't want to go into all the details because I haven't completely figured it out yet, but when I do, I'll make a video on it. Next up, Jeff Kaplan talks about the new arcade game mode, the competitive ranked open queue, which is essentially just normal ranked mode, just without the role queue system in it. And when that first happened, I thought, and I mentioned this in a video, I said, I bet they're testing this because this has potential to be a permanent game mode in the arcade, just like Quick Play Classic is. And a lot of other people have been asking for that as well, apparently. He says, glad you're enjoying it. We're discussing the future of the mode right now. It's interesting to see what regions and platforms are responding to different modes in the game. I know you all enjoy stats, so have fun theory crafting with this chart. Keep in mind that it's just data from one day. The thing to look at on the chart is the gray bar. That's the arcade ranked open queue. And if you look, the biggest one is the Korean PC region, where you can see that it's number 2, and it's really not all that far behind just the normal ranked, and it's almost double what the quick play mode is. So it's doing really well in that region. In the EU on PC, it's number 3. It's a decent amount back. And then on PlayStation and Xbox, it also has some pretty good numbers in the 3rd spot. So there are some places where it's not doing all that well, but there are also places where it is doing quite well. And obviously, if they're going to add it as a permanent thing, it's not like they're gonna, have one region have access to it and the other ones don't. They're gonna make it so that either everyone has it or, no one does, basically. But given the popularity that it has in some of these regions, I think it's possible. I mean, it certainly looks like they might end up making this a permanent mode, or at the very minimum, they might have it there on a somewhat frequent basis, right? Like, it may not be there 100% of the time. Maybe they remove it during special events and stuff, because let's say during the archives, right? You have all of the different archive missions, and then summer games, you have Lucio Ball, and you have the competitive Lucio Ball. So they might just have the competitive Lucio Ball as the thing for the arcade, as the ranked for the arcade, and then they take out the, you know, this open queue thing during that time frame. So it's not going to be there 100% of the time, but I definitely think that they're going to try to have this be available more than just this one time. And those are all the updates that we got from Jeff Kaplan. What do you guys think about the 2 capture point mode? What can be done to improve them? And don't say delete them. Besides deleting them, what do you think can be done to improve them? Let me know down below. Also, don't forget to check out my second channel. Link is in the description. Thanks for watching, and if you'd like to see more, make sure you subscribe and hit that bell to get notified. You can get some cool gear, join my Discord server, or follow me on social media with the links down in the description below. Special thanks to my Patreon supporters, and remember, always blame the controller, because it's never your fault.